Hello and welcome to Virtual Service Catalog. In this short video, I'm going to show you how to configure the connections between Virtual Service Catalog and the DevTest Enterprise Dashboards that are currently running in your environment. These connections allow the catalog to display detailed information for each of the virtual services that are currently deployed to a VSE in your environment. So let's go ahead and log in. So I'm going to enter my username, my password, and click Login. Now, if you're unable to log in, remember that you must create users with the appropriate permissions in Identity and Access Manager. Also remember that Identity and Access Manager has to be running before you can access Virtual Service Catalog. If you need help with that step, there's another video in the DocOps space under Installing Virtual Service Catalog, and you can access the DocOps space from the Help icon in the top right corner. So once you get all that squared away and you're able to log in, the first thing that you will see is the Home tab. And on this tab, you should see a button for viewing virtual services, and you should see an icon for managing dashboard connections. If you don't see the connections icon, it means that you don't have admin rights for Virtual Service Catalog, and you won't be able to configure dashboard connections. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and click that connections icon, and that's going to open up the Connections tab. And here, all you have to do is enter the URL for the dashboard that you want to connect to. And click Connect. And you can see that the dashboard shows up as a connection with the status of Connected. And let's go ahead and do one more. And now we've connected to two enterprise dashboards. And if you want to see the individual registries for each dashboard, you can expand the URL to see that information. And here you can also see which registries are up and running. And that's really all there is to configuring the dashboard connections with Virtual Service Catalog. But before we wrap it up, let's take a look at the results. And to do that, I just go back to the Home tab. And here I just click View All Virtual Services. And here you can see that the virtual services are in fact showing up. But I should also make one other quick point. There is no automatic refresh in Virtual Service Catalog. So if you have this tab, the Virtual Services tab, open, and then go back to the Connection tab and make changes to your dashboard connections, and then go back to the Virtual Services tab, you will need to refresh the page to see your changes. Now, if the Virtual Services tab is not open when you make your changes and then you access it from the Home tab, that initial page load will bring the latest data, and a refresh isn't necessary. Now before we wrap this up, I'll also mention that the DevTest DocOps space has additional instructions and videos for additional configuration options, installation help, and more information about using Virtual Service Catalog. To get there, just click the Help icon in the top right corner of the page. Now most of the information you need will be here under Using Virtual Service Catalog, but if you need help installing and working through the initial setup, you can also find more information under Installing Virtual Service Catalog. So that's about it. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for viewing it, and this concludes Configuring Virtual Service Catalog.